All right, guys, welcome back to the Niche Site Bootcamp. This is video number 2. So in the last video, we talked about the power of niche sites and the type of income you can create with a niche site. And in this video, we're going to talk about the top 3 mistakes to avoid when starting either a new niche site or a new blog. It really doesn't matter, but these are the common mistakes you see people get into and why they never see success, they never get traffic, they never get income. So let me hop back into my slides here and show this presentation. Again, the 3 major mistakes to avoid when starting. I'm calling it a new niche blog. It could be a niche site. It could be a standard blog. It doesn't really matter. But let's recap why we're here in the first place, right? You want to grow an online business. Maybe you want to earn a part or even full-time income online. And everyone has different reasons. They're different why. For me, it was so me and or my wife could stay home and raise our 2 young kids. Maybe for you, it's you want to retire your spouse, right? Now, all of these things are possible with niche sites, right? This is what's possible. I showed you this screenshot earlier. These are 2 different niche sites and 2 different niches. Obviously, that first screenshot you're looking at is a 30-day Mediavine earnings, right? $13,600 on a site that was doing, 464,000 sessions in 1 month. That second screenshot you're looking at is from my other niche site, credittakeoff.com. Again, that's a 30-day rolling period with 1 affiliate that did over $14,000 in 1 month, right? So this is what's possible with niche sites, okay? So if you're a blogger and you want to start a new website the right way without all of the missteps you've made before, then you're exactly where you should be right now, okay? So let's talk about the 3 major mistakes to avoid when starting a new niche blog. And you could probably guess mistake number 1, it's picking an unprofitable niche or picking the wrong niche, right? Because when you think about how most new bloggers approach niche selection, right, or choosing their niche, it usually goes something about, well, I'm passionate about, for example, stamp collecting, right? The passion approach where all these gurus tell you have to blog about your passions, right? Or maybe it's I overcame something in my life and I want to share what I've learned with these mysterious people out there. That's another way people get in trouble with their niche, right? And generally, it comes back to this thing. I have a story to tell, right? Some story about my life, and I think all of these other people are going to be interested in that story, right? And I can totally understand why that might be the case or why you may have started a blog like that in the past. And again, that's because most blogging gurus out there will tell you to write only about your passions, right? You do have a story you want to share, and that could be another reason why you may have started a blog like this, right? Or maybe, you can help people who are going through the same experiences that you've gone through. So it totally makes sense why you may have made this mistake in the past. But here's the problem when we do our niche selection this way, right? Some passions are really hard to get traffic to and monetize, okay? Not every passion makes for a good income producing site, okay? The second problem is it's almost impossible to gain a following, right? A following of fans around your story. You're basically placing your odds on the chances that you're going to be some kind of famous blogger, right? Where people will read what you say no matter what. And the chances of that happening, I hate to say it, are less than 1%, right? And when you take this approach, what happens is you get no traffic and you get no income, and then you just give up, okay? But once you nail your niche, once you actually know how to choose a niche that has the potential to get traffic and make money, you can get traffic. You can make an income, right? Those are the 2 main things. But you also gain clarity around your content, and we'll talk a little bit about this in this training. And most importantly, you give yourself a fighting chance, right? Because I'm not here to tell you blogging and niche sites are the easiest thing in the world and you're going to make $20,000 a month in the first month and it's the ticket to passive income, right? I'm going to be real with you. Blogging and niche sites are not easy work, nor should it be, right? I shouldn't be earning $27,000 a month with those two niche sites if it were easy. But what we want to do is put ourselves in the best position, right? We want to give ourselves a chance to see that type of success. And you can see, one of my founding members, Carolyn, in this site, in the course saying I completed all of my modules. I got my niche picked out. My site is built. The content calendar planned out and just published my first review post all in record time. I knew this would be a quality class, but I'm floored by how self-contained and comprehensive this course is. I feel like I just opened up business in a box type of thing. Just add water, follow the instructions, and you're on your way. And that's how I try to make all of my trainings, all of my courses, where you just follow step by step and everything just happens easily. So let's talk about mistake number 2, and that's not having a clear plan for your content creation, okay? So how most bloggers create content for their site, right? It goes something like this. This sounds like a good topic that I would want to write about, right? You write about things that you're interested in and what you went through without really caring about your audience. And then you jump randomly from one unrelated topic to another, right? You see those blogs out there, they're blogging about recipes, and then they're blogging about their kids, and then they're blogging about travel, and then they're blogging about personal finance, and they're just all over the map. Another huge mistake bloggers make about their content is they don't consider the traffic potential, right? How much traffic can I actually get by publishing this post? And they also don't consider the level of competition, right? Who else is competing for this keyword, which is very, very important. And when you keep making this mistake, right, you confuse Google, first of all, when you're all over the map with your niche and you're writing about all types of random content. And even worse, you confuse your readers who don't know what to expect when they come to your site. And speaking of Google, when you create content like this, it has very little chance of ranking in Google, meaning ranking on page 1. So when someone searches for that keyword, you're never going to show up in the top 10 of Google, and you're never going to get traffic from Google. And that's how I get traffic to those niche site screenshots I showed you earlier. It's 99% from Google, right? And again, when you keep making this mistake, your content is just scattered. It's all over the place. You have no direction. You have no plan. You have no idea what you should be typing or writing next. And when you have no progress and you're not getting traffic and you're not getting income, right, you start to believe that blogging just doesn't work. Now, when you actually have a process to follow, then you know exactly the direction your site is going to go, right? You know the next 20, 50 posts that you're going to write, and you know that they all tie in to each other perfectly, right? I just talked about this. You always know what your next blog post topic is going to be about. You're not randomly typing stuff in a keyword research tool or going to Facebook trying to figure out what you should write about next. And then once you have this process of what you're going to write about, and we'll talk about later how to actually write this content, your post will actually start to get traffic, right? Which is the name of the game here. So this is Betty from Inside. The first time I launched this course is incredible. I couldn't ask for a more comprehensive course on building a profitable niche site. You did not disappoint. Every lesson was so thorough and you explained the concepts clearly. You included tons of examples to really help us understand the details on how to build a niche site and how to optimize for monetization, right? That's really key here. Not just creating really good content, not just getting traffic, but creating the content that we can monetize and actually make money from our content. All right, let's talk about mistake number 3 that I see so many bloggers make is not creating enough content to scale. So let's talk about this, right? Where do most bloggers get stuck, right? Maybe they start their blog, they're so excited, they're blogging about their passions, and they create 20 random posts. They don't get any traffic, they're not making any money, and they just stop, okay? And they do not know how to scale their content. And when I say scale content, I mean publishing 100, 150, 200 really good, high quality pieces of content, okay? Not having a repeatable process to consistently produce this high quality content that ranks in Google is where so many bloggers get stuck. So let's talk about the benefits of scaling your content creation. And again, when I talk about scaling, I'm talking about producing a lot of good, high quality content. So quality obviously matters, super, super important, but so does the amount of content that you create, because more content at the end of the day usually means more traffic and more income. And the volume of content, in my opinion, is the single biggest lever that you can pull to scale your income, right? We want to create a content generating machine with you eventually removed from the process. So on my 2 niche sites, I'm spending 30 minutes per month on each one coming up with keywords. And I'm at the point now where I have a VA and a freelance writer for each site managing the bulk, 95% of the work, right? And I'm seeing results like this. And this is the benefit. Again, let's talk about the benefit of scaling our content, creating lots of good content. So what you're looking at here is a screenshot from inside Google Analytics from over the summer in June, when this niche site did over 526,000 page views. But what I want to draw your attention to is this red box here, which is showing you, this is the post or page on this niche site that got the most traffic this month. So you can see this one blog post, right? This one niche article got almost 60,000 page views in 1 month, okay? 1 month, 60,000 page views, one article. Now, I outsourced this specific article to a writer, right? To a freelance writer. And do you know how much I paid for this article? About $70. Okay, now I understand many of you might be thinking, I could never spend $70 on an article. It's too expensive. And I totally understand that, this is more of a down the road strategy, which we talk about inside of Niche Site Academy. But I just want to show you the benefit of eventually getting to the point where you can pay people to write content, right? So I paid a writer $70 one time to write this article. And this one article did almost 60,000 page views in 1 month. And looking at my Mediavine RPM, that means this article made me almost $1,800 in 1 month. And I paid $70 for it, okay? This is the ROI of content. This is why it's important to scale our content. I can pay someone $70 to write an article one time, and that article is going to consistently generate revenue for me month after month after month, right? And Jennifer is saying here, this course rocks. I didn't think I needed all the info on how to actually create the physical website, but what do you know? I learned quite a bit. Thanks for creating such a valuable course. I've selected my niche, and although it's not a topic I ever thought I would create a site around, I'm super stoked about it. I honestly went into this course hoping to bolster my current site, and I came out of it with a new domain name and big plans to build a new niche site I hope to sell down the road, okay? If you want to start a new niche site and get it to X figures per month, right, whether that's $1,000 per month, $5,000 per month, maybe even more than that, right? You need a profitable framework in place to get your site to that level, okay? My one niche site, credittakeoff.com. Within 18 months, I took this site from a brand new WordPress install to $15,000 per month, which is what it's currently earning right now, right? You're effectively creating, and I don't mean to overhype this, but you're effectively creating a full-time income out of thin air, right? Whereas 18 months ago, I had zero money coming from this website, which didn't exist. I picked my niche. I had someone write a bunch of articles, keyword research articles, really well written articles around my niche. 18 months later, this is now a website that's earning $180,000 per year, right? This is the power of niche sites that we talked about. And I just want to reiterate with that site, credittakeoff.com. I have no audience, right? No one cares about my site. No one knows, no one really knows about the site. No one's going to the homepage to see what I wrote, right? There's no audience for the site. I don't have an email list. As of this recording, I literally do not collect emails on that site, though that may change in the future. I absolutely do not use Pinterest for the site, right? It's just with niche sites, the way I teach niche sites. We don't care about Pinterest. If Pinterest fits your niche, that's fine. Go ahead and use it, but it's definitely not required, right? It's just SEO and affiliate marketing. Now, when you think about Mediavine, when you think about potentially getting into Mediavine with a niche site of your own, right? If you can get your site up to 50,000 sessions per month, that could mean $1,000 or more per month in passive revenue for your niche site, right? Do you believe that you can get to $1,000 per month, right? That's kind of the motivation. That's what motivates me to start these sites and to grow these sites, is believing that I can get to that point, right? What about $2,000 per month? That's, at most 100,000 sessions per month with Mediavine, which is definitely doable, right? Again, Mediavine screenshot from June of 2020, $13,800, an RPM of $30 from Mediavine, right? When you pick a niche where people are spending money, right, advertisers are happy to pay. When you can produce a lot of high quality articles and rank them in Google, you can get 460,000 sessions in a month and make almost $14,000 just from display ads, right? The bottom line is niche sites are one of the best ways to make a passive income. And I don't love using that phrase. That's why I even put it in quotes, right? Passive income. But really, this income is passive. I have a writer write 4 articles a month. Google continues to send me traffic because, my content is good. Readers are searching for this content, right? So it doesn't really get any more passive than this. But you're not going to see any results, right? Certainly not any results close to that without you having a strategy in place to get there. And so in the next video, we're going to talk about that strategy. I am going to cover the 3-step framework for a 6-figure niche site. So I'll see you over in the next video.